David Pastrnak is having the most incredible individual season of any Boston Bruin in my lifetime. It's actually unbelievable what he's doing. And unbelievable is the most overused word in the English language. But this is unbelievable. It's incredible. The only other thing in this tier is obviously what Tim Thomas did in 2011. It's pretty good, mostly in the postseason. I mean, he did win the Vezina in the regular season too, but the postseason run was unbelievable. It was incredible. But what David Pastrnak is doing on this dog shit team right now is truly one of one. In my lifetime anyway, maybe for a long, long time in Bruins lore. He's going to get 100 points this year. He's going to get there. He's at 97 right now on a team that's going to finish in the basement, the last place team in the Eastern Conference. They'll be there. Don't worry. They lost to Buffalo again last night, gave up 6 to Buffalo again. Another Tage Thompson hat trick against them. And yet here's David Pastrnak. 40 goals, 57 assists in 78 games, only a -7 on this awful dog shit team is pretty incredible. And I've said this for a couple of months now, and it might seem like goofy, cartoonish, oh, Boston Homer, but I'm sticking by this. David Pastrnak should at the very least be getting MVP votes this year. In fact, I still think there's a case to be made that he could win the MVP on a last place team, which could be an oxymoron, sure. Last place team in the Eastern Conference, they would have the best odds at the number 1 pick if he was not on this team or if he was hurt for any amount of time. The Oilers, by the way, 93 points on the year, 3rd in their division. Been kind of a disappointment for a team that went to the Cup final last year. Now we know their star power and what they're capable of and what they could do in the postseason, but they're not atop the Western Conference like everyone thought they were going to be. How much extra value is Leon Draisaitl putting to that? They'd be a wild card team without him, and instead they're a 3rd place team. Okay. Again, this is not trying to knock Leon Draisaitl. He's going to win the thing. But we're just doing it because he has the most points. And he's been great. You know, he's the league's leading goal scorer as well. 52 goals, 54 assists, plus 32 on a hell of a team. And here's David Pastrnak, 9 points behind him on a team that's, almost, 25 points behind him. Their team in the standings, 20 points behind them. They're not even close. They shouldn't even be playing in the same league, those two teams. And yet Pastrnak is right there. And Draisaitl is going to win it. But hear me out on this one. Draisaitl gets to play on a power play unit with Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman. You think you're going to get more goals and assists there? You think you're going to get less attention? Oh, yeah, and by the way, he doesn't play on the same line as McDavid. But best believe when you're game planning against the Edmonton Oilers, your best shutdown defenseman is going up against Connor McDavid, and he's going out in Connor McDavid's shifts. And you are game planning your entire game around Connor McDavid. And Leon Draisaitl, still a great player. This is not to take anything away from him. He's still that great. But maybe you're not, maybe you're, the number 2 receiver when Jerry Rice is the number 1. And here's David Pastrnak, who's playing on a power play unit in a line with Pavel Zacha, Morgan Geekie, Casey Middlestat, Elias Lindholm. Like, to me, that debate is done. We're not even close to who has more value. Not even close. This would be the worst team in the NHL if David Pastrnak was not on it. And I don't think you can say that about almost any other team in the league. Any other player of this caliber. It's going to be his 3rd straight 100-point season. But to do it with this team, playing on a line with fucking Morgan Geekie, Pavel Zacha, Casey Middlestat, Elias Lindholm, when every team on your schedule game plans entirely around 88. Nobody, there's literally name one other player in the Bruins lineup that you have to worry one iota about. There's not a goddamn one. He's the only all-star caliber player on that team. He's the only one you have to even have a second thought about if you're an opposing coach. And I think that means something. I think that stands for something when it comes to the MVP. And he's right there with the points. There's only going to be a couple of guys that go over 100 points this year, and David Pastrnak's going to be one of them. And oh, by the way, you want to talk about being the only freaking hope that you have on your team. How about this for a stat? Because, look, the Bruins have only won once in the last 10 games, 11 games, whatever it is. But when they scored that second goal against Buffalo last night, and by the way, he had something to do with he was in on the third goal as well. He factored in each of the last 11 Bruins goals. 11! It's a franchise record. A franchise that's 100 fucking years old and has had some of the greatest players to ever put ice skates on. David Pastrnak has that record. Never have they been so futile with such a gifted player on the team. And that's not his fault. Sometimes it is the star player's fault. This is not his fault, okay? But he literally, if the Bruins are going to score a goal, David Pastrnak has to be in on it. He has to be scoring or assisting it. Has to be. Think about that. The last 11 goals have come from a line that he was on. The 3 other lines have not done anything the last 4 games, 5 games to get to 11 goals for this team. He is that good and he's that valuable. I'm beyond he should be getting votes. Like that is an absolute, no doubt he should be getting votes. I think he should win. I think he should win the Hart Trophy as the NHL's MVP. And the saddest part about all of this, other than the fact that he won't win it, he's about to turn 29 in May. He's going to turn 29. The guy is in his prime. He's playing like it. He's one of the most gifted offensive players in the entire world. And because of Don Sweeney, this team is going to piss right through his prime. They're going to suck right through his prime and rebuild right through their best player's prime. Leon Draisaitl will never have to do that. Never have to go through that. As long as Connor McDavid is on the team, and he'll be on the team, they won't have to do that. They're the same age, by the way. They're about 7 months apart. So he's in his prime too, Draisaitl. He's going to turn 30 during the playoffs. Drafted in the same draft, 2014. And Draisaitl has more points for the career, but again, most of that is playing with Edmonton and on that team and with that roster. Pasternak's had a good roster most of his career too, but these players are very close, And I really genuinely in my heart, homerism aside, look at the context of what David Pastrnak is doing with this team. He's going to score 100 points for this team, this awful team that can't get out of its own way. He's going to score 100. That, to me, is more impressive than the 61-goal season in 2023, where he had 110 points. This is more impressive than that. That was great, but he was playing on a line with Patrice Bergeron, one of the best playmakers in Bruins history. Or if not, he was playing with David Krejci, one of the best playmakers in Bruins history. He is the playmaker right now. Some people will look at this and say, oh, you say Morgan Geekie is going to score 30 goals. You know why he's going to score 30 goals? 88 in black and gold. That is the only reason why. He's a nice little player, but he's a 15-goal-a-year guy when he's not playing with David Pastrnak. Simple as that. So if you're not going to, if you are going to ignore David Pasternak's 100-point season on a last-place team and say that's why he can't win MVP, then why don't you look at that and the fact that Morgan Geekie scored 30 and tell me this guy isn't the most valuable player in the National Hockey League? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss it. We're bringing you nothing but Boston sports talk 5 days a week, live at high noon Eastern time every day. And then wherever you get your podcasts, we are on the march towards 4,000 subscribers. I need your guys' help in that. I'm your host, Cam Stuart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air. Check out the other videos on the channel on YouTube and again, wherever you get your podcasts, and help us get to that 4,000.